Alright, imagine me dropping this on you. There's something sitting in your kitchen right now, probably next to your spices or under the sink that could totally shake up your energy, your confidence, and yeah, even your game in the bedroom. I'm talking about baking soda. Yup, that plain old white powder you use to scrub pots or freshen up your fridge. For thousands of dudes over 60, this stuff's been a quiet hero, helping them get their blood pumping, their spark back, and their swagger on point. I'm Dr. Sam Carter, a men's health doc with over 25 years in the game, helping guys tackle the stuff they don't always want to talk about: low energy, performance hiccups, or just feeling like the fire's gone out. I'm all about real solutions, and trust me, the best ones don't always come from a prescription pad. Sometimes, they're hiding in your pantry. Baking soda, when used right, can do some serious work for your blood flow, your hormones, and your whole vibe. In this video, I'm laying out 9 science-backed ways baking soda can help you feel like a boss again after 60. Plus, hang tight, because I'm going to share a dead simple morning trick one of my clients used that had him feeling like $1,000,000. If you're a guy over 60 who's into natural ways to stay strong, sharp, and confident, smash that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss more tips made just for you. Oh, and drop a 1 in the comments if this is your kind of thing, or a 0 if it's not. I'm reading every single one to keep bringing you what you need. Alright, let's jump into the first way baking soda can change your life. And it's all about something most docs don't even mention: your body's pH balance. Alright, let's start with something that sneaks up on you as you hit your 60s, your body's pH balance. Picture your body like a car engine. If it's running too acidic, it's like you're driving with the brakes half on. Everything feels sluggish, especially your blood flow. And that's a big deal when it comes to, well, let's just say those moments when you want to show up strong. I had a patient, Frank, 67, a retired mechanic with a quick wit but a heavy heart. He sat in my office, looked down, and said, "Doc, it's like my body's just not responding anymore. I want to be there for my wife, but it's like the engine won't turn over." His labs were pretty good, heart was solid, cholesterol was fine, but his blood pH was leaning too acidic, and that was quietly messing things up. Here's the lowdown. As we age, our bodies can get a bit too acidic from diet, stress, or just time. It's like your blood vessels are trying to push water through a pinched hose. Things get tight, and the flow you need for a strong, reliable erection, it's just not happening. That's where baking soda comes in like a superhero. It's a natural alkalizer, meaning it helps nudge your pH back to neutral. You mix a tiny pinch, think half a teaspoon, in a glass of water, sip it slow on an empty stomach, and it's like loosening that hose. Your arteries relax, blood starts moving freely, and your whole system feels like it's waking up. Frank gave it a shot, starting his mornings with a baking soda and lemon water mix. 3 weeks later, he walked in with a spring in his step. "Doc, it's like I've got some juice again," he said, grinning. His wife noticed too, if you catch my drift. This pH fix is the foundation. It's like tuning up your engine so everything else can run smooth. But that's just the beginning. There's another sneaky issue holding guys back, and it's not what you think. Why does this matter so much? Because blood flow isn't just about performance, it's about feeling alive, energized, and ready for whatever life throws at you. When your pH is off, it's like your body's stuck in low gear. Baking soda helps shift you back to high gear, and the science backs it up. Studies show that a balanced pH can improve how your blood vessels function, letting oxygen and nutrients flow where they're needed most. For guys like Frank, it wasn't just about the bedroom. It was about feeling like himself again, like he could take on the day with confidence. And the best part? It's so simple. No fancy pills, no weird side effects, just a little tweak to your morning routine. But here's the thing, fixing your pH is just step 1. There's another silent problem creeping in that can dim your fire, and baking soda's got an answer for that too. Now, let's talk about something that's like a quiet thief in the night for guys over 60. Inflammation. It's not the loud, in-your-face kind you feel after a bad workout. It's this low-grade, sneaky stuff that builds up in your blood vessels and saps your energy, your sensitivity, and yeah, your performance. I worked with a guy named George, 70, a retired trucker with a big laugh but a heavy vibe. He leaned across my desk and said, "Doc, it's like my body's working against me. I want to be close to my partner, but it's like I'm stuck in quicksand." His blood tests showed some inflammation markers creeping up, even though his heart and cholesterol were fine. Here's what's going on. Chronic inflammation is like rust in your pipes. It hardens the lining of your blood vessels called the endothelium, where your body makes nitric oxide, the magic signal that tells your vessels to open up for an erection. When inflammation's running the show, it's like trying to talk through a bad phone line. The signal gets fuzzy, and nothing happens. Baking soda steps in like a cleanup crew. Research shows it can kickstart anti-inflammatory pathways in organs like your spleen and kidneys, calming down that internal chaos. It's not about killing inflammation completely. Your body needs some to fight off threats, but about keeping it in check so your blood vessels can do their job. George started a simple routine. Half a teaspoon of baking soda in water every morning, plus a quick walk to get the blood moving. A month later, he was like, "Doc, it's like someone cleared the cobwebs. I'm showing up again, and it feels good." Less inflammation means better flow, better sensitivity, and a body that's ready to respond when you are. Why is this such a big deal? Because inflammation doesn't just mess with your performance, drags down your whole vibe. It's like carrying a backpack full of rocks you didn't even know you had. When you lighten that load, everything feels easier. Your energy, your mood, even your confidence. Studies back this up. Sodium bicarbonate can dial down the immune system's overactive responses, especially in your vascular system. For George, it wasn't just about the bedroom, it was about feeling like he could take on the day without dragging. And the best part? It's not some complicated fix. A little baking soda, a little movement, and you're giving your body the space to breathe. But inflammation's just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the spark that really gets things going. You ever feel like your heart's in it, your head's in it, but your body's just not picking up the signal? That's often a nitric oxide issue. This little molecule is like the starter pistol for your blood vessels, telling them to open wide and let blood rush in for a strong erection. Without it, you're stuck with desire but no follow-through. I had a client, Mike, 65, a guy who still hit the gym regularly. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "Doc, I've got the fire, but it's like my body's not getting the memo." His labs were decent, but something was off. Here's the deal. As we get older, nitric oxide production can drop, especially if your body's too acidic or inflamed. It's like trying to start a car with a weak battery, nothing's clicking. Baking soda helps by creating a friendlier environment for your blood vessels. It protects that endothelial lining we talked about, and cuts down on oxidative stress, which eats up nitric oxide. Studies on athletes show sodium bicarbonate boosts vascular performance by helping your body use oxygen and nitric oxide better under stress. Same principle applies to intimacy: better flow, better show. Mike started a morning routine, a pinch of baking soda in water, plus some deep breathing to amp things up. A few weeks later, he was all smiles. "Doc, it's like my body's back online," he said. "I'm waking up with something I haven't seen in years." Nitric oxide's the spark, and baking soda helps keep it burning bright. Why does this matter? Because without that spark, even the best intentions fall flat. Nitric oxide is what tells your blood vessels to relax and let blood flow where it's needed most. When it's working, it's like flipping a switch of everything just clicks. For Mike, it wasn't just about performance, it was about feeling like he could show up for his partner and himself. The science is solid. A balanced internal environment helps your body produce and protect nitric oxide. And baking soda is a simple way to support that. No fancy supplements, no weird side effects, just a little tweak to your routine. But even with that spark, you need something else to keep the engine running. Let's talk about something nobody thinks about when it comes to performance. Oxygen. Not just the air you're breathing, but the oxygen that needs to get to the tissues in your penis for a solid, lasting erection. If that delivery system's sluggish, even great blood flow won't cut it. I worked with Ray, 71, a former firefighter with a commanding presence but a quiet frustration. He leaned forward and said, "Doc, It's like my body's running on fumes. Everything feels dull down there. His labs showed his oxygen saturation was a bit low, not critical, but enough to make a difference. Here's the scoop. As we age, acidity and inflammation can make your red blood cells less efficient at carrying oxygen. It's like trying to deliver groceries in a beat-up old truck. It's slow and unreliable. Baking soda helps by optimizing your blood's pH, letting hemoglobin release oxygen to your tissues more effectively. Ray started a morning ritual, a small glass of water with a pinch of baking soda, sipped slow before breakfast. A few weeks in, he was like, "Doc, it's like the fire's back. I'm feeling that warmth, that life again." Oxygen's not just about breathing, it's about waking up your tissues so they can perform when the moment's right. For Ray, it was like flipping a switch. His body felt responsive, alive, and ready to go. Why is this so important? Because oxygen is the fuel for your tissues, especially during intimacy. Without it, even if blood's flowing, your performance can feel weak or fizzle out. Studies show that a more alkaline blood environment helps hemoglobin do its job better, delivering oxygen where it counts. For guys like Ray, it wasn't just about the bedroom, it was about feeling energized and capable in every part of life. The best part? It's so easy to add this to your routine. No doctor's visit required. Just a little baking soda and some intention. But oxygen's only part of the story. Let's talk about what keeps your tissues powered up. Here's something cool you probably didn't know. Your penis has tiny muscles called smooth muscle cells, and they're the unsung heroes of a strong, lasting erection. They don't just let blood in, they hold it there, keeping things rock solid. But those muscles need energy, and that's where things can stall out. I had a patient, Paul, 69, a retired carpenter who loved building stuff but felt like his body was breaking down. He looked down and said, "Doc, it's not just getting going, it's like I run out of gas halfway through." Those smooth muscle cells rely on mitochondria, the little power plants in your cells that churn out energy. As we age, acidity and stress can bog them down, leaving your muscles too tired to perform. It's like trying to run a marathon with a drained battery. Baking soda helps by cutting down lactic acid buildup and creating a balanced environment for those mitochondria to work their magic. Paul started a routine, a bit of baking soda in water a few mornings a week, plus some light stretches to get the blood flowing. A month later, he was grinning. "Doc, it's like my engine's got some horsepower again," he said. "When your cells are powered up, everything feels stronger, more reliable, and ready for action." Why does this matter so much? Because those smooth muscle cells are what make or break your performance. Without energy, they can't hold the blood in place, and your erection fades fast. Studies show that a less acidic environment helps mitochondria function better, especially in tissues like those in your penis. For Paul, it wasn't just about intimacy, it was about feeling like he could take on the day with confidence. The best part? It's not some high-tech fix, just a simple habit you can start tomorrow. But energy's not the only thing that needs a boost. Let's talk about your hormones. Ever had your testosterone checked and it's fine, but you still feel like you're dragging? That was the deal with Jim, 64, a former cop with a strong frame but a tired spirit. "Doc, my levels are okay," he said, "but I'm just not feeling it, not in the bedroom, not anywhere." The issue wasn't just testosterone, it was how his body was using it. Your cells have receptors that hear testosterone signal, but years of inflammation or acidity can make them sluggish, like a radio with a bad antenna. Baking soda helps clear that static. By easing acidity and inflammation, it makes those receptors more responsive, so your testosterone can do its job. It's not about boosting your levels, it's about making what you've got count. Jim started a simple routine. A pinch of baking soda in water a few mornings a week, plus some light weightlifting to get the blood pumping. 6 weeks later, he walked in with a spark in his eye. "Doc, I'm starting to feel like me again," he said. "Not just down there, but everywhere." It's like his body finally heard the signal, and it changed everything. Why is this such a big deal? Because testosterone isn't just about performance, it's about drive, energy, and feeling like a man. When your receptors are sharp, it's like turning up the volume on your hormones. Studies suggest that reducing acidity can improve how your cells respond to hormones, and baking soda is a simple way to support that. For Jim, it was like flipping a switch. He felt motivated, confident, and ready to show up. No fancy treatments, just a small tweak that made a big difference. But hormones are just one piece. Your body's cleanup crew plays a huge role too. Your liver and kidneys are like the unsung heroes of your body, working overtime to filter out toxins, balance your hormones, and keep your blood flowing right. When they're bogged down, everything slows down: your energy, your mood, even your performance. I had a patient, Luis, 68, a retired teacher who ate clean but felt heavy. "Doc, it's like I'm carrying a weight inside," he said. His labs showed slight kidney strain and a sluggish liver. Nothing major, but enough to drag him down. Baking soda comes in like a gentle janitor. It helps your kidneys filter better by balancing your urine's pH and supports your liver by boosting bile flow and easing inflammation. It's not about overloading your system, just giving it a little help to do its job. Luis started a routine: baking soda in water every other morning, plus plenty of hydration and a warm lemon water chaser. A month later, he was like, "Doc, I feel lighter, like my body's not fighting itself anymore." His energy was up, his mood was better, and yeah, his performance was coming back too. Why is this so critical? Because your liver and kidneys are the backbone of your body's detox system. When they're running smooth, your blood's cleaner, your hormones are balanced, and your whole system feels ready to go. Studies show that sodium bicarbonate can reduce the acid load on your kidneys and support liver function, which is huge for guys over 60. For Luis, it was like taking the brakes off of everything, started flowing better. The best part? It's so easy to add to your routinino fancy detox plans. Just a simple habit. But there's another sneaky issue that hits hard after 60. Let's talk about that stubborn gut. If you're over 60, you've probably noticed that belly fat sticks around like a bad roommate, and those late-night cravings for snacks hit like a tidal wave. I worked with Tom, 66, a former salesman who patted his gut and said, "Doc, this thing's killing my confidence. I'm eating better, but it's not moving, and I think it's messing with my drive." He was right. Belly fat isn't just a looks thing. It produces an enzyme called aromatase that turns testosterone into estrogen, throwing your hormones out of whack and making performance tougher. Baking soda can help by stabilizing your blood sugar, which tames those cravings and helps your body shift into fat-burning mode. It's not a magic pill, but it's like giving your metabolism a nudge in the right direction. Tom started his mornings with a baking soda and lemon water mix, followed by a protein-packed breakfast and a short walk. A month later, his cravings were down, his belt was looser, and he was like, "Doc, I'm starting to feel like I'm in the driver's seat again." His confidence was back, and his performance was picking up too. Why is this such a game changer? Because belly fat doesn't just mess with your mirror, it messes with your hormones, your energy, and your whole vibe. Studies show that a balanced pH can help regulate blood sugar, which cuts down on those sugar spikes that lead to cravings and fat storage. For Tom, it was like breaking a cycle. He felt in control, lighter, and more like himself. No crash diets, no crazy gym routines, just a small habit that made a big difference. But there's one more piece that ties it all together, and it's not what you'd expect. Sometimes, the problem isn't your body, it's your head. Stress, age, or just life can keep your nervous system stuck in fight or flight, like you're always on high alert. That's a total mood killer for intimacy. I had a client, Dave, 70, a retired cop with a strong presence but a quiet struggle. "Doc," he said, his voice low, "I love my wife, but when it's time to get close, I freeze. It's like my body's locked up." It wasn't his heart, or hormones, it was his nervous system stuck in overdrive. Here's the deal. As we age, stress and inflammation can throw your nervous system out of whack, keeping you in survival mode instead of rest and relax mode. That shuts down blood flow to where you need it most. Baking soda helps by reducing acidity and inflammation, letting your parasympathetic nervous system, the one that says, "Chill, we're good, take the wheel." Studies suggest it supports organs like the spleen, which can dial down stress signals to your brain. Dave started a routine. A small dose of baking soda in water a few times a week, plus some breathing exercises I showed him. A few weeks later, he was like, "Doc, it's like my body's finally letting me be present." He felt connected again, not just physically, but emotionally too. Why is this so huge? Because intimacy isn't just about blood flow or hormones, it's about feeling safe, relaxed, and in the moment. When your nervous system's calm, everything else falls into place. For Dave, it was like unlocking a door he could show up for his wife and himself in a way he hadn't in years. The science is promising. Reducing systemic stress with something as simple as baking soda can help your body feel ready to connect. No therapy sessions, no complicated fixes, just a small tweak that makes a big impact. All right, my friends, if you're still here, give yourself a pat on the back. Not just for watching, but for caring enough about your health, your strength, and your life to keep learning. We've covered 9 ways baking soda that cheap, everyday stuff in your kitchen can help you reclaim your edge after 60. From balancing your pH, to fighting inflammation, cranking up nitric oxide, boosting oxygen, powering your cells, sharpening your hormones, cleaning your system, taming cravings, and calming your nerves. It's all about giving your body the tools to thrive. I've seen it in guys I've worked with, and I've felt it in my own life. Small changes can lead to big wins. You're not broken, and it's never too late to feel like you again. Start slow. Talk to your doc. Try a pinch of baking soda in water. Add some movement, and get some good sleep. Your body's ready to come alive. It just needs a little push. If this lit a spark in you, hit that like button. It's not just for mate, helps other guys like you find this when they're looking for answers. Drop a 1 in the comments if this hit home, or a 0 if it didn't. I'm reading everyone. Share this with a buddy, a brother, anyone who needs a boost. And if you're into real, no-nonsense tips for living stronger after 60, hit subscribe and join the crew. You're worth it, your health's worth it, and I'm here rooting for you. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.